podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello everyone and welcome to How Are the Podcast. You join us this evening. It's a Friday night just before International Fans Weekend really begins with the game tomorrow, but this is the pre-party at the Fans Museum. We've got fans from all corners of the globe as they come every single year. We've got some guys waiting outside from Spain who I'm going to speak to soon, but just to introduce what we're doing here tonight, if you're not used to this, every year we turn up here with our microphones and our pint glasses and we accost poor blokes from all over the world asking, why do you support Sunderland? Because really this weekend is about the fans and why people from all over the world are Sunderland supporters. And anyways, as they always do every year, join me right now. We've got Joanne, Youngson and Cath Reid from the BLC. How are you doing?
Good, Hello. Thank you.
Yes, I mean, this has been the fourth year now.
Yeah,
broken up by COVID, but the fourth year, biggest year yet. I think you were saying to me there's more people than ever before have turned up for this. I mean, what's it been like today? I know you tell people what's happened today. I mean, you've been all over the place, haven't you?
We've actually had 121 registered this year, wow. So more than we've had in the past. Honestly, today it's never stopped. We started off with a tour of the academy. A lot of these people have never been. It's something that people can't normally get to see. So they had a tour of the academy. They met Christian, met Regis. He came in to see everybody, had photos taken. Then they've had a tour of the stadium as well. And from the stadium, came round here.
Was there any players in their underpants this year? Because that's been a common theme, hasn't it?
I think
it's only Dan Neil and Luke O'Nine, isn't it?
I think they let them go early, purposely. There's nobody knocking about. But the head coach was there, Regis was there, and he was wonderful with them.
Practically lives there, doesn't he? By all accounts. He's never away from the academy.
And Christian Speakman was wonderful. He gave them a good half an hour, answered all questions and had a good chat with everybody.
Well, brilliant. So everyone's had fun then?
They've had lots of fun. And they went around the stadium munching pink slices. Everyone got a pink slice.
So how many people had never had pink slice before?
There's quite a few, actually. Yeah, there was quite a few. And it was lots of thumbs up. Everybody enjoyed them.
Well, the thing is with pink slice, I mean, unless you're from within a mile to a 2 mile radius of Sunderland, you won't even know what it is. So, we've got to spread the word.
Oh, yes. We're like, is it a cake? Is it a biscuit? No, just try it.
Just really sweet. I tried to introduce it to a Scouse lad at work, and he took one bite and he went, that's too sweet for me. And I was like, all right, I'll not try any more then. But yeah, this weekend, it's become like a real mark on the calendar, hasn't it? For not just fans from abroad, but fans here in the UK. But I mean, like, people like Martin Bates, who I'm going to speak to at some point tonight, I'm sure. I follow his social media posts because he's just everywhere, isn't he? I mean, he sets the bar for how people should really do International Fans Weekend. He's everywhere. He takes everything in, doesn't he? But it's great. Like, to me, as someone from a couple of miles down the road, I think it's amazing just to see the way that these people embrace Sunderland.
He was at Norwich earlier in the week. He certainly embraces everything about Sunderland. But I mean, we've got faces who've been before. And we've got lots of new faces. Yeah. We've got Jacob, who comes from Slovakia, and he comes on his own, and he loves it so much. He comes on his own. He's been with the Iceland lads today. We've got 5 lads from Iceland for the first time. But yeah, it's been wonderful.
Yeah, we've got quite a few new faces. A couple where they're young. We've got a young 7-year-old that we're giving a lovely surprise today. So we can't. Well, that'll come out tomorrow. But his jaw just dropped. And his dad was like, oh.
Yeah, his dad was saying it's been like Christmas. He's been counting down to come. Oh, he's only ever been once before. He's been to the stadium like once before. This is his second time, and he's so excited.
Do you know what it is? I love, like, you were talking about this before. Like, I've listened to it 2 or 3 times through because I just love the stories. But the podcast we recorded last year, and it kind of like Martin, who I do the podcast with. Normally, Martin's in Australia, and he was like, because we'd had a couple of bad results, and then we put that podcast out over the international break. I mean, you know what it is? That reminded me of why I love Sunderland, because it's so pure. Because it's very easy when you're a local fan to get bogged down in all the negativity.
Totally.
And these people come to Sunderland once a year, maybe once every couple of years, and they're just like, they just love it. And does it remind you of why you're a Sunderland fan? Like the passion of some of these people is.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
was
was
some of the
listening to
stories, isn't it? Why they start to support Sunderland. We'll go back to Jim last year.
Yeah, Jim.
You know, and I mean, everybody loved Jim, and you go back to his story and how it was because he was behind Charlie Hurley and everybody. But people are saying they'd seen the strip and it reminded them. I got an email from somebody this morning to say they arrived yesterday. They'd been down the seafront today. They'd been for a dip. Quite brave, really. It said everybody we've met is so friendly and so lovely. They didn't expect it to be the way they were when they came to Sunderland. They said they didn't know what to expect, but everybody was just so friendly and lovely. And that's what we've had all day from everybody, isn't it? Saying, especially those that haven't been before, have said how nice everybody's been, how friendly, just really loved the day.
Yeah,
and the thing is, everybody's seen each other on Twitter or on Facebook, and they've built little relationships up over the months leading up to it. And in the academy today, we started with a bit of an icebreaker. We started, go around the room, tell us your name and where you're from. And it was just marvelous. I mean, I put a video on Twitter, and so you might see it, but it was just marvellous, you know. And then as soon as we had a break, everyone knew, oh, you're from there. And everyone just started talking straight away. It was like Sunderland brings people together. I don't want to go all mushy, and I haven't had any alcohol yet, but Sunderland just brings everybody together in a really, really wonderful way.
But you know, you've won as well about where they came from. So this weekend, you've got fans from New Zealand, from Canada, from Australia, from America, from France, Germany, Spain, Italy, Ireland, Bulgaria, Slovakia,
Denmark, United
Iceland.
States.
Honestly, from all over the place, and it's amazing to find out.
Yeah, it's fab.
You know,
what I would like to think, me as an outsider on all this, I would like to think this will encourage more and more just people who don't like, because I've spoken to people tonight who've got no connection to Sunderland and they've become Sunderland fans just for whatever reason. But I'd like to think that stuff like this, which shows like international fans, look, there's a way in here. You can be a part of our football club. I'd like to think stuff like this will actually help to recruit more fans as well.
Yeah.
Going down the year, because the guys from Spain, I mean, one of them's a massive Sunderland fan, and he's just recruited loads of his mates from Spain to like these. So now they're all Sunderland fans, and I'm like, great, that's exactly how it should be.
If you chat to some of them Bulgarian lads, it's the same with them.
Yeah.
Same with Iceland. And Jacob from Slovakia says, next year, I'm going to have 2 more fans. I've been telling them about Sunderland, so yes, I'll have more Slovakians next year.
So for you, what's it been like to arrange this year? Has it been stressful, or? I mean, it's always going to be a bit stressful, isn't it?
The club's been really, really engaging this time. I mean, even tonight, the management, the hierarchy have all came tonight to talk to everybody. That's supportive in itself. But I think the main thing is, as soon as the fixtures come out, what all the BLC were all like looking, what can we do? What can we do? Chris Waters, it's kind of like, that's the main thing, isn't it? Getting the date tied down. And unfortunately, there's always going to be someone around the world who can't make it. We can't look at every school holidays. You can't look at different Easter breaks, something. So, I mean,
we explained to people today because they're always, what made you choose this weekend? And what we see is when the fixtures come out, Joanne and I have a look to say, right, where have we got maybe 2 home matches and an away match where the tickets be easy to get? Norwich, we knew it was going to be easy to get.
Yeah.
And then we go to Chris to say, these are the dates we're looking at. Now, at that point, Chris will tell us what they can, because it depends, have the club got another themed game? So like the Foundation Day, show racism and red carpet, because obviously we can't fit in with any of those days. So that's where we come up with the dates. We know not everybody can attend. And it's sad, but whenever we do it, we're going to have that same issue.
It's like anything, isn't it? You can't accommodate everyone. It's just one of them things. But obviously, there was a lot of notice for this year as well. So hopefully, going forward, it's always going to get better, isn't it? You know, the process for things, and you'll have the dates out for next year before you know it. And then all that stress for next year as well.
It seems 2 minutes ago since we were sat here talking.
Me and Johnny, when we walked in, mate, what did you say to me? You were saying, like, I can't believe it's been a year.
It's flew,
So it's been a year since we last did this. It's just like, where's that time gone?
We might be sat in the Premier Premier League next season.
Well, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I mean, we at Roker Report, we use this as our 1 year, like we all meet up, we all have a good drink. So even
Staff
for us,
night out.
yeah, even for us, like Bomber's sat there now. Bomber's coming from Gloucester. That was my best Gloucester accent. 4.5 hour drive for Gloucester. You won your golf today, though. So the few of the lads have been to play golf today, and like even for us, it's a big meet up for us. Even when we, this weekend, that's the weekend when we get together. So fingers crossed, it keeps growing. I'm just excited to get chatting to people tonight. It's going to be good, and some new voices for us. I mean, I've already spoken to a fan from Denmark and his son. There's going to be mascot tomorrow, so that'll be coming up after this little chat. It was recorded before this one, obviously.
He's so excited, absolutely. And they love Sunderland after watching Netflix.
Yeah.
So.
Just amazing. So we've got lots of amazing stories coming up tonight. I'm looking forward to chatting to people. Thank you very much for putting this on. I'm sure when you get to Sunday and you can breathe, you'll
we'll
just
be
like...
We'll be hungover Sunday, I think.
We'll be starting next year's planning next week.
Well, thanks for putting this on. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Right, everyone, we're joined by Frederick and George, who are here from...
We're from Denmark. We're from Denmark.
Denmark. Whereabouts in Denmark?
In a town called Aarhus.
Right.
Second biggest city in Denmark.
Second biggest city in Denmark.
Right by the sea. Old harbour town. So that was actually one of the reasons we were like fascinating with Sunderland and the area also.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you were telling me just before we recorded how you became a Sunderland fan. That's the big focus of these chats tonight.
Right.
So do you want to tell everybody how you ended up here the night before the game with, and we'll get into your exciting part, but how come you are Sunderland fans?
Should I start? And then you can,
you
can help me, Geo. So, it's a combination of more things. So, my son Geo and I, we play a lot of PlayStation.
Right.
So we play a lot of football on the PlayStation, and for a long while it was Premier League teams. But then we started playing with Championship teams because it was way more fun. It was proper football. It wasn't superhero football.
Yeah.
We had to actually pass the ball around.
You have to be quite good at the game.
Yeah. and then so that was our start into the Championship, and then we got fascinated, and then we were like, okay, Sunderland, I like that team. This is good. Coincidentally, at the same time, we start watching the Netflix series.
Right.
So then we start, okay, I know, okay, we start connecting the dots, right? And we have a lot of fun doing that. But what we also realized, like watching the series, which was very, had a big impact on us because we just told you we're from Aarhus.
Yeah.
So it's the second biggest town in Denmark. Denmark is a small country.
Right.
So, of course, all the football clubs that win everything are in Copenhagen. They're not in Aarhus. So we could also very much relate to being the underdog. Sure.
Well, the team in Aarhus, it's not like it's a winning team, but it's not a bad team.
Yeah,
it's
That's a bit like us then. Yeah.
Hang on what Sunday.
Yeah.
So
Crystal Palace.
do you support Aarhus as well?
Sorry?
Do you support a Danish team too?
So, yeah, we support Aarhus Fremad.
Yeah.
That's not the biggest in Aarhus, because that's the one I play for. I play football myself.
So they play
okay.
in the third league, yeah.
Right, okay. So Sunderland were in the third division when you started supporting them, I presume.
So that's how it started,
Yeah.
and we were just witnessing this. Oh, the team
chaos.
struggling, the chaos, and we were like, okay, we recognize that, and then then following from there into where the team is today, and then the reason we actually made it over here is that we try to have a tradition in our family that when one of our children turn 10, they get to make travel with one parent.
Okay.
So the biggest, he went to Cambodia with his mom.
Nice.
Geo's big sister went to Nepal. We went to Sunderland.
You got the best deal. So, George, I want to ask you about something because you tell everybody what you found out today. What's going to happen?
So we were at the stadium tour, and then I got pulled aside, and they said that I could be a mascot if I wanted.
Wow.
And I didn't want it. Well, I wanted.
Were you shocked?
So, I was very shocked. It was, and then when we were down at the pitch with the grass, we got interviewed, me and my dad. And now we're here. So it was...
And I mean, can I add a little?
Yeah.
And then you correct me. You got fairly stressed because I mean, you have your jersey, but of course you don't have your shorts here and you don't have your socks here. So I mean, the tour was prolonging. and everybody wanted photos, which was nice. But
Yeah.
we were looking at the clock because when is
Yeah.
the fan club? When is the club stores? Oh, we're not gonna make this. So, I mean, we made a deal that at 9 a.m. we'll be first in line, and then it's shorts and socks.
Yeah, and you get the best pair. You must be really excited about that.
I'm really excited. I'm also quite a bit nervous. It's a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah. And who you hoping to walk out with? Who, if you could pick, give us your top three, because you might not get your first choice. So
Well,
who's your top three?
Yeah, okay. So my first is Isidore.
Isidore.
The striker. And then O'Neill.
Right.
And then I think also one of the most popular, Job Bellingham.
Job.
Yeah.
I think he might be rested tomorrow. That's what we've heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, rested. But you never know. You might third choice. If Job's listening, he didn't mean it, honest. No, well, excellent. I mean, it sounds like you've had a great trip so far, so fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
It goes really well.
Can I say something?
Go for it.
When we were just at our hotel before, we saw the players walk into the hotel that we
Right.
are also in. So we're in the same hotel as the players.
There's the Sunderland players.
Yeah, the Sunderland
Ah,
players.
You don't want to give that away, though.
I don't want.
In case the opposition are letting off fireworks outside at 2 a.m.
No, but then I would like to take the opportunity also to thank you for this. But the amount of friendliness and generosity that we've been meeting up here, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a special club, isn't it?
It's our first time. It's definitely not our last time.
Brilliant. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us, and good luck tomorrow and enjoy it. And plenty of photos, plenty of videos. I'm sure you're going to love it. Great experience. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Right, well, we're joined by David, who's in from Spain. Where in Spain do you live?
Santander, in the north of Spain, same as the bank.
Yeah. So before we recorded, I was like, you must be from here because you've got a bit of an accent.
But I'm not. I am from Santander in the north of Spain. So it's a really funny story. So you've met Martin, obviously, Canadian guy, big of a celebrity here.
Yeah.
He's my cousin.
Oh,
His
right.
mum is from Pennywell.
Mhm.
Her sister is my nana.
Right.
Well, was my nana. So my nana, I don't know why, moved away from Sunderland for a while, moved to Dublin.
I don't know why you would move to Spain.
What? No, she went to Dublin, even worse. Not even Spain. So, moved to Dublin, met my granddad, really bad decision, had my dad, and then moved back to Sunderland. Great decision, that. So, then, obviously, my dad grew up in Sunderland, moved to Spain.
Right.
Had me way years later. And then he really got a really good idea, which was sending me over every single summer, every single Christmas period, over here.
So that's where the accent comes
To
from.
get the accent. So I've got a sister who's older than me. She's got an American accent now.
Right.
And my dad is like, obviously he loves her very much, but he's like, and then I was like the only hope in this thing. So I have to have the
So do any of the Sunderland colloquialisms, do they ever slip into your vocabulary? Like, will you say howie and things like that?
I'm not going to lie, they do. I try not to, because most of the time people won't understand this.
Right.
So I work I work in Spain, and it's an international company, and I obviously have calls in English with people from all around the world. If I go into Hawaii, if I say like me dad, that kind of thing, nobody would understand what I say. And it's for me it's great. It's a great experience because it keeps me rooted, because it keeps me like it's this.
That's part of your fibre, isn't it?
Sunderland is family for me, so
yeah.
It keeps me rooted. So it's really funny, but I do have to tone it down a bit.
So I presume when you were growing up at home, then your dad spoke English.
No.
No.
My dad's Spanish. He studied Spanish in Manchester University, and he went to Spain, and we spoke in English about. I'm not gonna lie. I think until I was 4 or something,
right.
And then he just went like straight to Spanish.
Right. Okay.
He's you know this term bilingual.
Yes.
I believe the only person I know who's actually bilingual is my dad, because he's like he can switch it on really really easy. And no, he did at the start, but I don't remember that. I remember coming over here with my grandparents, my aunt, Martin from time to time. And learning it here. You know, the first years were really frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I was a dumb kid till I was about 10. Right now, I do feel a bit clever in this conversation with you guys.
People listening will be thinking that is the best Mackem Spanish accent I've ever heard, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, I'd be quite worried if you say Spanish like that.
So, your first game then, can you remember it? No?
I can't remember. Obviously, my life story's been tied to Sunderland.
Yeah.
To Sunderland AFC, to be a bit more specific. I do not remember my first game. I do not remember, I would say, my first 20 games.
Right.
Because my dad used to send me with my grandparents, who were season ticket holders, who were really, really, really Sunderland fanatics. So you've got there your Roker benches over there.
Yeah.
When you got into my grandparents' house, that was the first thing you would see. My Christmas presents and birthday presents every year was either a Sunderland shirt or something related to Sunderland. So that was like the spirit in my house growing up. So I don't remember the first game.
So what was the first game you can remember?
There's a couple of them. I did want to. I knew you were going to ask me this question before. I did a bit of research before, but I didn't want to do too much. So the first game I do remember completely. I believe it was against Leicester in '99.
All right, yeah.
So 2-1 against Leicester.
Was that League or Cup?
It was League.
Yeah.
Stadium of Light, '99. And I remember because it was a great game, had a great fun. And I'm going to get a bit somber here. Please, the guys don't leave me. My granddad had a heart attack just after the game.
All right, okay.
So we went to the game. We had like a brilliant time, my granddad, my nana, and myself. And he had a heart attack just after that.
Right.
So I was bound to come back to Spain. I was 8 at the time. And I ended up spending a month here. Because obviously everybody came back. We had the funeral, had a service in the Stadium of Light. And obviously you're 8. You really don't understand what's happening. But you think it's kind of cool that you're in the Stadium of Light, right?
Yeah.
So I do remember that game quite vividly. But I couldn't say that is like the first game I remember quite vividly.
Yeah.
But there's been so many games with my uncle. I remember going to Darlington to see like a friendly game in August. Who on earth wants to see that?
I'll have probably been there too.
Probably. From what I hear every single week, probably. Yeah. And it's too many games to be honest.
Yeah. So your love of Sunderland's obviously deep-seated, but I've noticed you've got a few friends with you. So what's the crack there? Have you just recruited everybody from back home?
My love for Sunderland is because for me it's family, right?
Yeah.
So for me, Sunderland AFC it's not a football club. It's my family. When I see a game, I remember like spending time with my grandparents, time with my dad, time with my uncle, time with me. So my friends for me are a similar kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So when I said, look, they're doing this, I'm going to go because we couldn't make it for 2019. But it's like, my dad and I came for the second one. And it was like, Dad, we're going. And I said to my friends, look, I'm going. If you fancy, I think it's a good laugh. We're going to have a great time. And there's a friend of mine here who doesn't want to come out and to speak with you guys because he thinks his English is not very good. But he's one of the most fantastic people you'll ever meet.
Right. Because
he's the kind of judge of character. He said, you know what? If you think it's so good, let's just go and have a look. For me, it was like really important these guys came over.
Yeah.
We had a blast last year. Actually, I was too timid to actually ask you to speak with you guys. I was like a bit starstruck when I saw you. I'm not going to lie. So,
oh, come on.
No, I was. So we were like looking here. I was like pointing at the strips. We're looking at you guys. I'm not going to lie. So we had a great time. And I recruited everybody because for me, this kind of a show I didn't really like the Netflix show. I didn't really like because I didn't think it showed Sunderland as a whole.
Yeah.
I think it showed just a bit of what Sunderland is. And I wanted to show my friends, my loved ones, how it actually is. And, you got Martin around. And I wanted to show Martin around. Because, he's a really special person.
Yeah.
And you get somebody who is like so open, so loving, and comes here and you have a great time, but that's not shown in Spanish media, obviously. You don't get to see this. You get to see the Premier League on a different kind of like focus, but you don't get to see this.
Yeah.
So for me, it was really important. I love it. And now Juanjo came this year, Pedro came this year, Kappa came this year. Hopefully next year will be, instead of being 6, we might be 16. Hopefully.
So we're growing a branch then?
We go in a branch. Yeah, that probably we'll try to do it.
Santander branch.
Yeah, Santander Mackem sounds really good. We do have a logo and everything, but it's just we never got really to get the branch together. We do watch matches from time to time together, but obviously, Santander is a bit like Sunderland. You cannot really. Most of the people have to move away.
You know something, but just on Santander, I work with a guy whose best mate is a Sunderland and Santander fan.
Are you talking about Steve?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
It's called Steve. I know
we're meeting tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the guy, but he works for somebody I work with.
Steve is a fucking legend. He is the president. Well, Santander's got a team, obviously. Their second division. Kind of similar story as Sunderland. He is the president of the UK supporters branch.
Right.
So last year, we did a video in the City of Light, and it was like me saying, yeah, we're from Santander, that kind of thing. And he tweeted me saying, who the hell is this guy? Because I keep going to Santander, I haven't met him. We met for a drink, star of a guy, and we're meeting him for tomorrow at the Foundation of Light. Just to see him.
That Sunderland brings us all together, doesn't it? That's it.
It is. It's a family thing.
Yeah.
It's a family thing.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. Great to meet you. And
great to meet you guys.
Next year, when we do this, I want another 10 recruits.
I'll try.
We want an army of Spaniards with Sunderland gear on.
You've got 6, which is a really heavy army for tonight.
It is.
But yeah, we'll try.
No, well done. But thank you very much for joining us. And thanks for telling your story.
For me, this has been an absolute dream. So
it's been a dream for us too. Cheers, mate. Cheers. All the best. Thank you. So we're joined by Josh, who's in from Adelade, which is a bit of a hike.
Yes.
Right? It's a long way to come to watch Sunderland. I mean, I presume you haven't just done this under duress. You're actually a Sunderland fan, dyed in the wool. But how did you become a Sunderland fan?
Okay, so yes, I am a big fan. My granddad was born here, and born and bred here. My dad was born here, but lived here for a year. They got in a boat in 1963. I think they were called, 10-pound poms?
10-pound poms,
yep.
yeah.
And headed over to Australia. And he's passed away now, but they come back every now and then. So, but ever since growing up, I'd get given a Sunderland shirt, a scarf, whatever it might be. And I think I was too young to realise I was being indoctrinated into the Sunderland fan base. But I don't regret it, because I think, for me, supporting a team where you've got a lot of highs and lows and it's a bit of a roller coaster is a bit more interesting to follow along than some of the other clubs that we got exposed to in Australia growing up as, your top 4 Premier League sides. So I've always loved following Sunderland as something a bit different, but also it's felt like a home away from home when I've been here.
Yeah. Malt, you're with us now. Obviously, I forgot to introduce you. Sorry.
No worries. Nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah. It's not like you're a footnote or anything, mate. But Malt, you lived not too far away from Australia, right? I mean, it's some part of the world to try and follow English football, right? I mean, it's not exactly easy, I would assume.
It is a pain, yeah. So we lived and I worked in New Zealand for 6 years, from 2007-8 through to about 2013. And while we were over there, we supported the Wellington Phoenix because we lived in the area around Wellington on the south end of the North Island of New Zealand, and obviously they played all of the Australian teams in the local league and stuff. And the quality of football was interesting at times. Sometimes it was pretty good. You occasionally got the odd footballer come over. Like, I think Robbie Fowler did it for a bit. He came over and played in Australia and in the Aussie League, and earned a few coins, no doubt. So it was good, but it was really difficult trying to stay with what's going on. How do you manage that, mate? Because if you're there all the time, I was only there for 5 or 6 years, I mean, how do you manage to keep up with it all is what I'd like to know.
Yeah, look, it's challenging, I won't lie. In Adelaide, there's not many Sunderland fans at all. To be quite honest, I don't know if I have met another Sunderland fan outside of my family.
You must have met another one in Australia, right?
In Australia, yes.
Yeah,
definitely in Australia. But, with games on at 2:00 in the morning, or in New Zealand, it would have been even worse, probably 5 in the morning. Yeah. It's probably not too bad, actually. But, it's tough. So trying to keep up with what's going on in the club and I guess the sentiment of the supporter base and how people are feeling about player movements or results and whatnot is challenging. So it's just what you can find online. So that's why I do like to come over here and and chat to people as well, and just sort of, you know, like I said, it's home away from home, and speak to people that are in the know.
So, what's your earliest memories of Sunderland? Like, in terms of this is my club. Like, what can you remember?
Yeah, it's to be honest, not even watching the games necessarily, because in Australia, if I go back to probably early 2000s when it was a little bit more available to watch, but you're talking about Premier League, and it's not every Premier League game at that time. It was only the top 4 clubs that might get played on telly.
Yeah.
So unless Sunderland by chance was actually playing against someone, and I was, you know, early 2000s, I was 12 years old, so to be up and watch a game on our telly was probably difficult. But I mentioned my granddad moved when he was 1963, but his brother stayed here and lived here all his life. But he came over for a couple of trips to Australia, and at Christmas every year he'd come over and give me a Sunderland shirt. So for me, it was just that memory of with my family and with him coming over all the way from Sunderland to give me a shirt for Christmas as a present. That's probably the core memory for me as to being a Sunderland fan, and chucking that on Christmas Day and running around for the rest of summer with that on. Or our summer, your winter. I'd say, like I said, not even watching the game. It's just having the red and white stripes on and running around and just being a kid.
You left at the wrong time there, because I'm pretty sure Sunderland won the second division in 1963-64.
Yeah.
It was the second division year we won the second division, or finished second, I can't remember, but Charlie Hurley was captain that year. So you left at the wrong time.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything encapsulates being a Sunderland fan, it's emigrating to Australia the year that they finally win something, isn't it?
It happened while he was on the boat. It's not a short trip, right?
Yeah. So you obviously your earliest memories are wearing a shirt, running around. But what was your first game?
First game that I went to?
Yeah.
The first game that I went to was a home game here against West Brom. And we lost 4-2.
Sounds about right. That's a good introduction to life. Yeah.
And then I watched a Chelsea home game about a week later, and we lost 3-1.
So what year we're talking?
I've got it on my phone actually, because after Norwich this week, that's the 9th game that I've been to. I don't know if I should put this on your podcast or not, but after 9 games, I'm yet to see a win.
Oh no!
my record is 6 losses and 3 draws, so that's pretty good.
Honestly, I think
that was in 2012. I mean,
it's the most Sunderland thing I've ever heard. If I'm honest.
It is, right?
Yeah,
very Sunderland. So unfortunately, that's the case. But this is my 4th trip, and it hasn't stopped me from coming back. It might be the local fans here that stopped me from coming back.
None of us support Sunderland because we're good. Let's be honest.
Yes.
There's always a reason, and it's normally because we've been told you have no choice.
Yep. Like I said, it happened from a young age. I was indoctrinated into the fan base.
So just the advent, I guess, of social media and podcasts and just the online sort of space around Sunderland, that must make it a lot easier to be a fan, I presume, because when you don't know any other Sunderland fans, it's like, well, who do I bounce off? Who can I listen to as an outlet for my frustrations when things aren't going right? Because I've got friends at work, I've got friends, obviously my mates, the lads here at Roker Report, we all chat all the time about Sunderland. But for somebody who is from a part of the world where there's not many Sunderland fans, that must be challenging at times.
Yeah, so the year that the Premier League became extremely accessible in Australia was due to, I don't know if you've heard of Optus Sport, the local broadcasting partner there, but they started with the broadcasting rights about 9 years ago maybe. And I was like, oh, that's great. Sunderland's in the Premier League and I can watch every game now. And then we got relegated. So I went from 1 year being able to watch every single game to, now we're in the Championship. And we all know what happened off the back of that season as well. So my experience watching Sunderland off the back of the Premier League broadcast, which was fantastic, was going to a paid online subscription through iFootball. And there was no commentating. There was one camera that swung side to side. It didn't even have a clock or a scoreboard on the screen. You're just watching the game. So if I went to the toilet and missed something, I would be none the wiser. So it was extremely difficult. So it's gotten a lot better now, but hopefully we can get back to the Premier League and I'll get much better coverage of that soon.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what it is. I take my hat off to you, like, because you could have although it's in your blood, I guess, but you could have easily not been a Sunderland fan, and and you keep coming back, and you keep you sit and drinking a bottle of double Maxim.
Yep.
That's not proper
highly recommended. Hey,
yeah.
And that, not bad. Normally I drink a lager, but this brown ale was sitting quite well.
I'm disappointed by all the Maxims drinking Fosters tonight, and
what's going on, boys?
You're doing it properly, aren't you? I see Martin's coming on next. Martin Bates, he sat with a pint of Fosters. Very un-Mackem of you, Martin. Should be on the double Maxim. But no, it's been great talking to you, mate. Thank you very much for chatting to us, and I hope finally you get to see a win.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard that
it's a pretty duck, mate.
I've heard Sunderland have never lost on International Fans Day. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or they've won every game? I'm not sure.
We drew last year.
Yeah.
Oh, look, hopefully I won't see a loss tomorrow then, at least. But no, thank you. It's been great to be on, and thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Thank you very much. Well, we're joined by Mr. International Fans Weekend himself, Martin Bates, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Couldn't even get me words out there. How you doing, Martin?
I'm doing good. Good day.
So when did you arrive? When did you get in?
I came in Monday around lunchtime. Had a good day out in the afternoon. Went and saw George Forster for a little bit, which was really good. And Tuesday morning, woke up and went Norwich away on a bus. And I still think I'm on that bloody bus. It seems to take
tell you what
forever.
it is, by the way. Go on.
Can I just say, I've done Norwich away on a bus from up here, and it does feel like an absolute lifetime. Because it's in the middle of nowhere.
Correct.
It just takes so long to get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming you had plenty of beer just to keep you going.
I had a few. We actually went in. We walked into the was it Pat Dolan, and we went into the Canary Social Club there, and because a working men's club. We walked in there. There wasn't many people there, and they welcomed us with open arms and whatnot. It was great, and then a whole bunch of Norwich fans showed up. They were all, "How are you?" and all this. They were very, very, as it is, a friendly cup and stuff. And they were so nice. They were really good.
So Pat's been looking after you. I've known Pat most of my life.
Yeah.
Pat Dolan. Pat used to travel with our branch years ago, but I mean, you'll not meet a bigger Sunderland fan than Pat.
Aye.
And he took you under your wing, right?
He has. So I first met Pat in, I think it was 2017, 2015, was it? Thanks, Rebecca.
Rebecca's keeping you right.
2015, when Sunderland came over to Toronto. I was involved with the Toronto, the NASA branch at that time for Toronto back at that time. And I got to meet Pat, Les Cooper, Rebecca's mom and dad, Zoe, Jordan. So many of those people came over. They went to California and all that, and then they ended up in Toronto. And I'm from Toronto, live in Toronto, so I was very honored and privileged to be part of that, and got to meet the whole team. Dick Advocat was the manager at the time, but I got to meet so many of the people that flew from here over to Toronto, and I've met them then, and I've retained those friendships to this day, which are very dear to me. And Pat was one of those guys. And every time I've come over since then and I've gone on an away trip, it's been with Pat. Pat's always looked after me. And so I can't thank those guys enough. They welcome me like I'm one of their own, and give me a little bit of ribbon here too, which is good. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah, Pat's a good bloke. I've not, like I was just saying, Joanne, you've just walked in, but known Pat most of my life, and you'll not meet a bigger Sunderland fan. So if there's one person who can show you around a proper Sunderland way, it'll be Pat.
He's always looked after me. Every time I've come over here and gone on an away day, and I always like to see him and have a drink with him.
Yeah, a nice big firm handshake off him earlier and said how you doing and all the rest of it. So yeah, you're over here. You've been here since Monday. What's your sort of plans for the next however long you're here?
Going to the Rabbit at some point tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be with you.
Yeah, so we'll be there. I've got my cousin David, who you
we've already spoken to David. Yeah,
so I've got him, and he's brought two of his Spanish lads back, and then three more that have never been here, that have not come to international.
I literally spoke to one of them, and I was like, "So how long have you been a Sunderland fan?" He went, 2 days.
Yeah,
I was like, fabulous. Yeah.
Like I said, in fairness, like I obviously know my cousin and Carlos, who was here last year.
Yeah.
Did the international, did the crossbar halftime challenge with me and whatnot. And so it was good to see those guys again and meet some new people from Spain. And it was joking with me saying that there's probably going to be 20 of them here next year. It's just been growing and growing. And David and I, because we're family and whatnot, and him living in Spain all his life, me living in Canada all my life, we don't see each other obviously very often.
Yeah.
prior to 2 years ago when he was here, I'd probably only seen him maybe 3 times in my entire life.
All right.
And then now we've made a pact between him and I that for as long as we are physically able, we're going to be here at every International Fans Day together and have a drink and come and be a part of this stuff.
That's it, isn't it? I mean, I was talking to David, and he was saying it, that Sunderland to him is about family.
Yeah.
And like, well, you guys are family, you know?
We are family, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got that bond, and I think, you know, when you're talking about Pat and just the way that I presume for you, when you come here, a big part of it is because just everybody's so welcoming and
100%. I could not agree more.
Yeah.
You know, I've always made, unfortunately, because of my age and whatnot, everybody's passed away. So I've only got a couple of cousins that live here that one lives in Newcastle, one lives here, and everybody's passed away. But I feel like I have so much family, friends, so to speak, that have made me feel like family. Rebecca's parents are always so accommodating. Pat, everybody welcomes me and looks after me. And you know, granted, I'm 55 years old and I should be able to come and do what I want and not be worried about it. But it's good to feel so welcome and it being over here. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, like a home from home, isn't it?
100%. And you know, it is my home away from home.
Yeah. Well, it's been great chatting to you again, mate. And
absolutely.
We'll see you in the Rabbit later on. I bet you're getting the Jaegers in.
Sure. On you go.
Yeah, I'll put you on the spot there.
That's confirmation, guys.
Yeah.
No problem.
On's getting the Jaegers in. See you then.
All right. Thanks, pal. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
We are joined by Bernharð and John, who are in from Iceland. And as we've just discussed, you've only just rocked up here at the Fans Museum, but how many beers have you had today?
Isn't this the 5th or something?
It's not too bad. I mean, what time's it? 9:10? That's not too bad.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
so, first question off the bat, how did you become Sunderland fans?
Well, I had my article published yesterday on the Subs.com website.
All right, yes, I saw that.
Yeah. So I say 1980 is the year that I started supporting because I have some newspaper articles from 1980.
Okay.
And I was 8 years old at the time. So I think that's the time. That's the
why?
year that
Why?
I had, I can't find it anymore. I had a small picture of the team, a team picture.
Okay.
I remember that picture well. So I think it's because of the picture. I think so. Probably the name and the kits, red and white stripes. I don't know.
Do you remember where you got the picture from or no?
Yes, because at the time you could buy in all shops or road stops. You could buy. It's called Football Parade. So you could buy a set of pictures, 3 teams or 6 players.
Right. Okay.
And I had a few of them. So I had lots of teams. So it was from one of those shops that I bought it.
And that made you a Sunderland fan for life?
For life, absolutely, yes, yes. So I think it's a picture. That's the only thing that I can think about because I have no connections to the city or whatever here.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
We hear so many stories like that from people who just have the most random, tenuous links to Sunderland.
Yes.
I mean, it's unbelievable. But so 1980 is the earliest memory you have of that, but
yeah.
I mean, when did it become like I'm a proper fan? Like I follow the games and.
Well, I have a few, as I said, newspaper articles from 1980, 81 season. From 1981-82, I remember seeing Sunderland a few times.
Who was a manager then?
On TV.
Durban?
Yeah, Durban, yeah. Alan Durban, yeah. And Gary Rowell was my first favourite, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think because back then, obviously there wouldn't have been the coverage of games and.
No.
So how did you keep up with what's
in Iceland? We saw on every Saturday I waited for the results.
Yeah.
So in the afternoon we had the results, and then later in the afternoon there was a 90-minute show on English football where we saw highlights from some games the weekend before.
Right.
So I was always waiting on the Saturdays both for the results and then for the matches in the hope to see Sunderland. The first one that I can remember is the first match of the 1981-82 season, the 3-3 against Ipswich.
Right.
And so that's the first recollection that I have of Sunderland on TV.
And I can't get my head around that. So you were just following results random. I mean, it's just an amazing story. Yeah. So when did you first come to Sunderland? And like, what did you tell me about that? Sort of because. coming to Sunderland for the first time must be daunting. You've never been before.
Yeah,
This thing that you love and adore, and this football club you're quite clearly passionate about, but you'd never been to the ground. You'd never seen a game. Tell me about what went into that. In
1986, I got my first Sunderland kit.
Right.
So I got the address of the Sunderland Supporters Association in the Shoot magazine.
Right.
So I wrote a letter, and the one who replied to me was George Foster.
Oh, brilliant.
So I've known George from 1986.
Brilliant.
So he was responsible for me getting the first team kit in 1986. And it wasn't until 1984 that I got to my first ever trip over to Sunderland. I came in with my friend. We saw 2 matches, Sunderland Tranmere, and then Wolves Sunderland the following Tuesday. I went with the supporters group.
Did we win?
We won against Tranmere 3-2, yes. And we scored in the first minute. Craig Russell added another one in the third minute, and we were 3-0 up after 15 minutes. It was an unbelievable experience. We won the match 3-2.
So many people we've spoken to already, we just spoke to a guy from Australia. He's never seen Sunderland. He's been there 9 times, never seen us win.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I think that just sums up being a Sunderland supporter, to be honest.
I remember it meant so much for me to get a win in the first match. It mattered everything to get the win in the first match. Nick Buxton was manager at the time.
Oh, well, there we go then. But so, obviously these days it's so easy to be a Sunderland supporter, right? But, John, you tell me your story.
Well, mine's a lot simpler. I'm a recent addition to the supporters group, and that's due to Bernharð.
Okay.
Because we work together, and I have always supported another team, but now I'm also...
Who's the other team I need to know?
Should I say it out loud?
Does it begin with N? No, it's all right then.
I'll plead the fifth, but it's not the shitty team
that's fine, as long as it's not them.
You will be okay.
It's not them.
Yeah.
But
Could be anyone.
But because he's such an avid Sunderland supporter, then I started following the team after we became friends. That was early 2022.
Yeah.
And then I started watching most of the matches, and then we went to the pub and we watched the playoff win against Wycombe Wanderers. And that was, very stressful, but very delightful afterwards. And we decided that day that we were going to come to the first match in Championship after the promotion, which was against Coventry City. And that was an amazing experience. And that cemented my desire to be a Sunderland fan. Because we came here, it was over 40,000, I can't remember, 45,000 maybe attendance. And it was just an amazing atmosphere and so much fun. We were here for a whole week. Only went to one game, but here for a week, and it was amazing. And I'm not going to... Sunderland's my team now. I have another team, won't say who they are.
But Sunderland's in your heart now, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's like...
it gets under your skin.
It gets under your skin.
It does.
Niall Quinn said.
Yeah.
And there is a connection to the team that he grew up with.
Yeah.
That I have.
That saying about Sunderland getting under your skin. What was it for you then to be such a young age, all them years ago, with very little coverage around games? What was it that kept you connected? Like, what was it that kept you because it wasn't like you could just turn the PC on and watch the highlights from the game, right? It's totally different.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't know why the passion was so huge from the start, but I bought Shoot magazine every week at the time.
Yeah.
So whenever there was an article on Sunderland, I translated the whole thing. My father assisted me, but I translated everything because I needed to know everything about the club. And then I had these week-old matches also shown. So, but the passion, I don't know. I can't explain it.
It's just something that came naturally.
Yeah.
But it must have been cemented after you went to the first game.
Yeah. But I was such a huge fan before. I'd been a huge fan for many years before.
Yeah.
But after coming here for the first time, I just had to return. So I returned 2 years later, and I've been going regularly.
So how many trips do you think you made?
Probably about 20, I guess.
Wow. Such a long way to come as well. It blows my mind. I can't believe that there's so many people out there who chose to be Sunderland fans, because I had no choice. I keep saying this.
Yeah.
I had nobody. I would have been disowned from my family if I was not a Sunderland fan.
Yeah.
You know, you could have supported anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You chose to be Sunderland. Do people back home ask that question? They're like, why do you support Sunderland?
Yeah.
Do you ever get that question?
I always get that question. But
He's often been asked. I've noticed.
I can't explain it better than I have done here. I can't explain it properly.
We haven't had an Icelandic player either, have we? I don't think. No.
There was one player here not with the first team. He was with the under-21s.
I vaguely remember him, yes.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he was at the time, 1994, 96, 7.
Right.
With the under-21s.
But otherwise, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were having this conversation last year when we spoke to the guys from the Bulgarian branch, because they were saying, I just wish there was a Bulgarian player that could play for Sunderland. Then I could say to people, come and support Sunderland like me, and I suppose to some respect. Because there's so many Icelandic players are in England now, though, isn't there?
In England, yeah.
It's quite a lot
now. A few years, yeah. How many are there now? Icelandic players in England?
I mean,
there are a few of them.
Preston have some, I think.
Preston have one, yeah.
Yeah, there's one in Preston, one in Birmingham, one in Plymouth.
Plymouth, Stockport. There are a few of them here. Yeah.
Burton Albion. I'm not sure
no, he's left, I think.
No, he's still there.
Still there, yeah. So there are a few Icelandic players here in the
I'm not sure if there's anyone in the Premier League anymore.
No, I don't think so.
So it's taken you 30 years, 40 years to find another Icelandic Sunderland fan to come to games with. So were you just making that trip for you, like on your own all the time, or?
I have. That's what I'm used to. The first time I came here in 1994 was with my friend, a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan. That's why we decided on these 2 matches, because we took Sunderland on the following Tuesday after the Tranmere match. But other than that, I've been here, just alone, except last time with him and for the campus match in the League One in the spring before with another friend.
I'm getting sceptical whether our friendship is built on Bernharð trying to get someone to come to a game with him. Now I'm a bit stressed.
He's too clever, isn't he?
But, events like this must make it better for people like yourself, though, because, once a year I can come to Sunderland. There are other people in the same boat as me who are coming in from all over the world, and they're all here for one reason, and that's the football club. I mean, this event that the BLC and Joanne and Cath put on, it must make a big difference to the way you support the club too.
Today was amazing.
Yeah,
great fun.
The day was amazing. But this is the first time that I've been to the International Fans Day. I've always been busy with something else or going somewhere else at the same time. But it's been a brilliant day today. Absolutely brilliant.
And you got to see the academy today as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was great. I've been there before, but that was great.
Yeah. What was it like for you, John?
I thought it was brilliant. I was like, the quality of the facilities is I think is a really high standard, and I think that's probably the reason why the young players are staying longer, not leaving earlier.
Yeah, because it is elite, isn't it? It's yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that will keep them here is if they have the opportunity to play first team matches and they have really good facilities.
Yeah.
So for anybody who's listening that might be Icelandic and might want to join your club and be part of your drinking group for next year, please put out a plea. What can we say to them?
Everyone's welcome.
Absolutely. Everyone's welcome. You can find us on Facebook. You can find my email address on the homepage, official homepage.
So we have a branch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been the chairman for a few years now. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. I'll let you get back to your drinking. I've been interrupting the sips. I can see that you've only had about 2 mouthfuls of your beer.
I've gone a bit further.
John's a bit further. That's because he's never stopped talking, isn't it? No, but really appreciate it, guys. And let's hope we get a win this weekend and that you can head back home with a smile on your face.
That would
let's
be
hope
perfect.
so. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
Very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, yeah. We're now joined by James and Paddy, who are here from Cork, of all places. Not too far to come. We've been speaking to people from Denmark, Australia, Iceland. Cork's not too bad, I suppose, to get here.
Yeah, but Cork is the home of Charlie Hurley and Roy Keane and Alan Brown, and we've a long connection with Sunderland, so we're keeping it going. We're keeping it going at Cork.
Were you at the game in Cork when Keane was manager? I was at that one.
Yes. I was at that one too. And what I remember about that trip actually was being in a pub in Cork afterwards And I just turned around and I saw Niall Quinn and Charlie Hurley walk in the door together. And I was going, wow, like here we have two legends of Sunderland. And to see him here in Cork was just amazing.
Did you get a chance to speak to either of them?
I did, yeah. I lived in Sunderland for 6 years.
All right.
So
how you became a fan then?
Yeah, I went to university in Sunderland. I stayed for a few years afterwards, and it was the time of Niall Quinn and Kevin Phillips and Peter Reid days, and it was
the best really time to support Sunderland. Basically,
listen, yeah. I latched on at a good time, so it was it was really, at the time, and I got to meet Quinn a few times, and it was there were good times, and we enjoyed them, and it's just kept going for the last 20 or 30 years, whatever. It just kept going.
So, I mean, as I've said to plenty of people tonight, because virtually everyone I spoke to became a Sunderland fan before the advent of streaming and
Netflix.
Yeah, and all these things which have made it so easy to be a Sunderland fan.
Yeah.
So for you, that started well before then. How was that?
It was living in the area. It was genuinely just living in the area. I've admitted, when I came, it was 94, I first moved to Sunderland. And my first game...
then, Buxton?
Buxton. Mick Buxton was manager my first year.
There's some character building for you.
Yeah. my first year, my first time in Roker was Mick Buxton was in charge, and the football wasn't great, and Mick Buxton got sacked and Peter Reid came in, and it just took off from there, I suppose. Yeah. But I have to admit, my first match when I moved over was in St. James's Park, right? And I went up.
Did we lose?
No, it was Newcastle, I think, in Bilbao, right? I was just over here.
Oh, right, sorry.
Right, it was really, and I went...
No, so you just went to see how shit it was.
Just went to see a match.
How bad it was.
Just went to see a match, right? As an interest, right? But I went there and I just felt... we'll say I went and the Newcastle fans just felt, I just didn't feel part of it. I went to Roker Park later on, and the atmosphere, the attitude. Okay, we weren't a very good team at the time, but it just felt more homely. It felt more welcoming. It felt more, it felt something I could be part of.
Yeah.
Right, and it just stuck to me. And I think my first game, I might be wrong, but I think it was Spurs and Sunderland in an FA Cup third round game. I think Klinsmann, was playing for Spurs, but I just felt part of it, and I enjoyed it, and I've been hooked ever since, I suppose.
Do you have a team back in Ireland as well, or
not really? I come from kind of a rural part of Cork. Like it took,
right.
I'm 4.5 hours from Dublin drive, right?
Okay.
So there's no real look. We've Cork City in the League of Ireland at home, and it's something I have an interest in, but it wasn't something I lived next to or something I was brought up with. So
right.
It was the fact I was living in Sunderland. I first went to Roker Park. But then the Stadium Light came and I was passing it every day, and it just felt part of it, and it just became part of, what I enjoyed and what I liked going to. So that was basically it.
Obviously, you got your son along with us, yeah? Paddy, how old are you, Paddy?
Oh, I'm good.
How old are you?
Oh, 13.
13. So how long have you been a Sunderland fan? Your whole life?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And what's it like back home when you tell people you're a Sunderland fan back at school?
Oh, they just say we're rubbish, but I tell them we're better than them.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong, but I mean, that's not why as we've well established tonight, that's not why we support Sunderland. Your dad's obviously done a good job.
Yeah.
He's told you all the rights from wrongs.
Yeah.
But so people at your school, then, who do they support when it comes to English clubs?
Liverpool, United, Man City.
Nice. Well, they glory hunters.
Yeah.
Or maybe not we're United at the minute, but
more glory than Sunderland.
Well, true. So yeah, obviously the Cork connection then with Sunderland was particularly around that period when we had Quinn and Roy Keane in charge, and we had the Drummondville Consortium. Did you notice an upswing in the amount of interest?
There was huge at the time, right? But it was, I suppose at the time we were the trendy club. In Ireland we had
a lot of Irish players too at the time.
A lot of Irish players. And look, we were really enjoyed today. Myself and Paddy really enjoyed today, and we were getting the tour of the stadium, and we were going around, and like we're seeing all the pictures on the wall and everything. And I was turned to Paddy at one stage, and I said, "Look, all this Irish players and Irish interest and everything that we've had in Sunderland, it's a pity that they're not more Irish supporters, right? I suppose it comes with success, but like you look from Charlie Hurley to Roy Keane to Niall Quinn to even Alan Brown now, like to, we've always had an Irish connection. And even going back to the shipyards, right? There were so many Irish who came over at that stage, and their family connections, and a lot of the Irish support at the moment is going back to those connections, right? Or, we'll say people who had a personal connection to Sunderland rather than, we'll say, a football connection where you've had Irish players and you've had Irish people playing there, like, right? So it's a bit odd that Sunderland don't have more Irish supporters with the connections that we have, but we can only do what we can ourselves.
Do you ever
keep it going?
Do you ever try and indoctrinate anybody? You ever come and support us?
Loads, but they just laugh at me. It's look, like I never try to indoctrinate my son, right? But you sit down, watch the matches with me, and he's just grown an interest, and that's really been it. So
at the minute we've only got Alan Brown, haven't we?
Yeah, I think so. I had Trey Hume from the north as well, obviously.
Yeah, but that still low. I mean, that must be. It maintains a connection, doesn't it?
It is. It's always nice to have, but do you know, it doesn't really matter, right? Not for me anyway. I've made great friends in Sunderland and people have connections with, and I've always felt at home and felt welcome in Sunderland. And I think that's more important than the football side of things, to be honest with you. It's been really good. Like, I always said, like, Sunderland is very like Ireland in that the people are so friendly and welcoming and coming, and I always felt at home in Sunderland. So, that's kind of a major part of it too.
So this is your first international fans weekend?
Yes. Yeah. Look, I try to come over as much as I can, but with recent years I haven't come over as often as I would have liked. But Paddy came over last year for his first game, a home game against Hull, which we lost. And as he says himself, he's never seen Sunderland score, so hopefully tomorrow we can put that right.
The guy from Australia we spoke to has been 9 times and hasn't seen us win.
Yeah, well,
from Australia.
Yeah.
So you think you've got it bad?
That's part of being a Sunderland supporter, I suppose. You just can't expect
I would say it's the main part of being a Sunderland supporter is that accepting that we don't win very often. Really,
yeah, but it's look, it's all part of it, and it's all, I suppose, as I said today when we were walking around the stadium and walking around the training ground, and I said, look, Paddy, this is you can feel part of this. This isn't Man United or Liverpool or Man City. This is something that you can feel part of, and you can own, and and you can feel that you're part of that club, and I think that's really important too.
Yeah. So this weekend that you're a part of, Paddy, would you say you feel more like a Sunderland fan from going and seeing everything today?
Yeah, I
would. So when you go back home, what are you going to tell people about Sunderland?
Well, that it's a good club. And that, like, you can actually support them instead of just going for glory.
Exactly. You don't get this experience at Liverpool or Man U.
No.
I'm praying for everybody I've spoken to, by the way, not just you. I'm praying we get a win tomorrow. I just think you well, buggers, honest. Come on, spend all that money, come all this way to come and see Sunderland play. You deserve to see a win.
I think we all know what we've let ourselves in for, to be honest with you. It's if we lose tomorrow, it's not going to be a shock. But it's the hope. It's
Absolutely.
the hope, and we're looking at the 24th of May, right? Playoff final.
Have you got your hotels booked?
No, not quite, but
I'll see you then, Trafalgar Square.
Yeah, I'd be looking for a ticket.
Well, even if you don't get a ticket, come for the ride anyways. It'll be good fun.
I was at the 98-99 playoff final against Charlton and Trafalgar Square the night before and everything. I remember that, and I'm just thinking that maybe we could do something like that again this year. It would be really, really good. So with a win at the end of it.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure, and fingers crossed. By the time this goes out, we know if we've won or not. So fingers crossed,
look,
talking about a win.
At the end of the day, we're all Sunderland supporters, and we all know what to expect. And look, the big thing at the end of the year is hopefully we can go up and make a good go of it.
Fingers crossed. Next time you're back, Paddy.
Yeah.
We'll be playing the teams that your mates all support.
Yeah.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And beating them.
Yeah. Thank you much, guys.
Listen,
appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Take care.
Right, we're ready to head over the town soon, I think. We're going to have a few more pints over at the Rabbit with Martin Bates. A couple of Jaeger bombs. There's no Irish lads here, but we'll do their drinking for them. Thank you, everyone who spoke to us today. Thank you very much, everyone who's listened. We will be back next year for the International Fans Party again. So if you listen to this and you're thinking I wouldn't have minded have been there, get yourself along next time. Watch out for what the BLC put out. International Fans Weekend normally around the same time each year. So yes, we will be back next year. Anyways, thank you very much for joining us. We will be back with another podcast at some point soon. They're practically daily at the minute. So if you like listening to the Roker Report and you like listening to How We Are the Podcast, make sure you subscribe. Back with another one very soon. We'll see you later.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.